Linwood Presbyterian Church has been a part of the Ivanhoe neighborhood in Kansas City since 1890. With its founding ministry to bring Sunday school to children outside the city limits, the church steadily grew to over 2,000 congregants dedicated to Christ's mission to transform lives. From its earliest days, Linwood Presbyterian focused on community ministries. In 1917, a home was established for girls with disabilities. In 1929, a convalescent home for poor and working women. In the 1960s, a well baby clinic and drug counseling clinic. In the 1970s, a daycare and Head Start program for neighborhood children. As the neighborhood changed, Linwood Presbyterian Church responded, adapting to meet the needs of its community. In 1971, Reverend Harold Thomas came to Linwood Presbyterian Church. Reverend Thomas was uniquely qualified to lead a largely white congregation through a tumultuous time. He joked, "I add a little color to the place." With the visionary leadership of Reverend Hans Frick, a German who served in World War II, and Reverend William Ryan, Linwood energized and further expanded the scope of its ministries, including creating the Presbyterian Cooperative Service to serve the Linwood neighborhood. In 1975, following a long decline in membership, the church merged with a nearby congregation to become Linwood United. The Linwood Church building was sold. It sat abandoned for many years. Next door, what is now known as the Harold Thomas Center for Reconciliation continued to operate as the home to critical community ministries for many years, directed by Reverend Bill Johnson, the retired pastor of Linwood United. In 1995, with strong support from the community, Heartland Presbytery made a bold decision to buy back the vacated church and created Linwood Property Incorporated to undertake its redevelopment.
LAMP's a nonprofit that's been involved with this project for over 20 years to try to put back into some kind of useful purpose this building. And it is an organization that is solely staffed by volunteers and is a completely nonprofit development group. And their efforts to put the building back together have included working closely with a healthcare organization, Rediscover, to try to put a large clinic on the site in about 2005. And after the congregation left this building around 1975, it really didn't have another use.
The redevelopment project became known as Linwood Area Ministry Place, or LAMP. By reinvesting in this site, the Presbytery made a strong commitment to be a permanent positive presence in a distressed area. As a ministry of service, LAMP will create a campus dedicated to meet urgent human needs. As a ministry of leadership, LAMP will bring church and community resources together as a catalyst for the restoration of the surrounding community. LAMP will house the Midtown operations of Rediscover, one of the region's most successful mental health service providers, and Front Porch Alliance, a Presbyterian-led community partnership providing youth and neighborhood services in the Ivanhoe area, as well as other community services and ministries. The initial phase of redevelopment includes the adaptive reuse of the former sanctuary structure built in 1923, renovation of the adjacent Harold Thomas Center, and site improvements such as off-street parking. The project is being financed through a combination of historic preservation and new markets tax credits and a bank loan secured by tenant rents for a combined financing package of some $10 million. The exciting work of transformation has already begun. To ensure that rents remain affordable to the nonprofit tenants and to augment the construction budget, LAMP is seeking $1.2 million in new donations. Area foundations have already made major grants. The Marty Singleton family has made an extraordinary commitment of $200,000 to inspire and leverage gifts from Heartland Presbytery congregations, organizations, and individuals.
We went back and discussed with Rediscover the possibility of their relocating some clinics to this site. They're a community-based organization, and so clinics in this location are sensible for them. So they really have 3 clinics. They serve about 90 clients, and those clients are every day at their clinics, and they have lunch served. So we've used the sanctuary as a lunch space. We've also found ways that we can connect the two buildings. There are two buildings on the site. The church, which was built in 1923, and the Harold Thomas Center, which is the adjacent building, built in the mid-30s. So we've connected those two buildings with a new connector, a link, and it makes it possible for there to be a clinic on one floor of the Harold Thomas Center, the building to the south, and one floor of the, connected to one floor of the 1923 former church building on the north. We also have a large clinic for Rediscover on the first floor of the church building, and our use of the sanctuary is in part for their dining space every day, but in addition it'll be used for other purposes for other tenants in the building, some community uses, as well as large gathering spaces when needed for perhaps ongoing work with the presbytery.
This is where you come in. We need your help to meet this challenge. Your gift will help transform one of Kansas City's most visible landmarks into a vibrant campus of service and partnership. Your gift will add momentum to the resurgence of the Ivanhoe neighborhood. Your gift will ensure that we continue the legacy of Linwood to transform lives by bringing support and hope to brothers and sisters in our community. Please make a donation today.